Hi all. Today I'm doing my first ever journal with me video on this channel. I'm going to start it off with giving a brief description as to what I'm doing here. I have taken a cutout of an old map and just used that as my background by gluing it on to the two pages of the spread. Once my background is ready, I just go ahead and use some paints and layer it with different textures. My art journaling technique is more to do with using a lot of different mediums to create a spread, more like a mixed journal. What I am doing right now is using a black chalk paint to write in the letters numericals 2019 for the year 2019, and I have selected the theme of travel as my first spread because traveling is my priority for this year, and I do intend to take a lot of trips in the coming year, and also I want to explore the world, try different cuisines, go out, meet new people, understand different cultures. Traveling is a sort of therapy, and it's very it helps in clearing the mind, and it especially for uh, someone like me, I think it is one of the best ways to get things out of the mind and try and get an understanding of the situation, and gives me some better control over myself and helps me to deal with things in a better way. So apart from that, I really enjoy traveling, and I think it's one of the best experiences. One must invest in it, and rather than in any of the materialistic things. So yeah, coming back to my spread, as you can see, I go in freehand, and I'm really bad at doing so, and I've totally messed up the numbers 2019. I have just made them so uneven and asymmetrical, so I will keep going over it again and again until I feel like they kind of look put together. So I think this is one habit of mine that I need to really think of altering or changing, because it's not good to go in with no pre-planning whatsoever, or at least I should have used some pencil outline for the numbers, so I would know my area of working, or at least I would make sure the numbers are of the same size. Anyways, so that 2019 is done, and that's the best I could do, and I've left it at that. Moving on, I'm using a piece of paper from a magazine cutout as some extra texture or layering. And this paper was in fact in a fashion magazine, and it was the costume of a model, if I can clearly remember it. It was some kind of a fashion magazine, and this piece of paper was the dress of the model. I found it very unique and very interesting piece of work, and so I ripped out the page and saved it with me to maybe someday use it in my journal. That's the best we could do. Like, most easiest available sources would be in magazines and any kind of info brochures or any cutouts like that. I think sometimes they have the best of pictures or background images, so when you look at something, it can immediately strike you that this could be a potential background for the page layout, and so on. So yeah, so as you can see, I have created that ripped page effect using the same paper at the two opposing corners of my spread. I usually follow this technique in most of my spreads. Either it's the craft paper that I use in this pattern or any other paper. I like to give it a break from the regular background paper so that it looks a bit unique in its own way. I like this kind of layout. Apart from that, I like using different mediums. Right now I'm going ahead and stamping some travel related stamps onto the spread, and for this I am using the Tim Holtz Distress Ink stamping pads. I have them in two colors. Let me just quickly look at what they are. One is the Spice Marmalade and the other is a Vintage Photo. This distressed ink is by the brand Ranger Ink, and I had got this at a local craft store. Also, I went in and added all these stamps all around the spread, mostly to cover in the negative space or the empty spaces. The block that I'm using is not actually a stamping block or the acrylic block, but it's just the lid of one of the stamping ink pads, as I do not have an acrylic pad block, so I'm just using the lid as the stamping pad. I mean, if you get what I am saying. So anyways, that works fine with me. I'm able to nicely stamp it with that block, and so far it's good. So I am just happy using that. So yeah, that is it for my spread. Along with this, I think I added in some, yes, I did use some white washi tapes, and so one is this, which has a little poetry in the tape, as well as another travel related washi tape. These tapes are mostly from some of the Chinese websites like AliExpress, and I like those websites because they do have some unique washi tapes which in fact are so wide that you can cover the entire spread with it sometimes, and that's something really hard to find in any other craft store. I really like the kind of washi tapes and the patterns that we get on these stores. And now I think I added a final touch of highlighting the 2019 with a white gesso paint. So I just go over the top and right edges of the numbers and just give it that highlighted effect with the white paint. I do this very often whenever there is any kind of an image or a background with darker ink. I use white as a highlighter, and that really pops up the numbers. So yeah, this is it. Thank you guys for watching along so far. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and leave some comments in the comment section. Until then, take care. Bye.